This studio vlog is brought to you by Skillshare. I'll be discussing a few of the classes that I've been studying this month, but let's go ahead and jump into the content. Hey guys, and welcome to another studio vlog. If you are new here, my name is Sheena and I'm a digital content creator, Etsy shop owner, and illustrator based in New York City. The last couple of days, I've just been really hitched in the house trying to catch up with editing and making product, and now that I'm fairly caught up, I decided I wanted to just get up and venture out and just maybe work out of a coffee shop, get some outside errands done, because I'm really getting some cabin fever. Now, if you guys haven't already, my last studio vlog is already up. It's studio vlog 7, so you can go ahead and check that out. But I kind of walk you guys through me making some new products, some manufacturing like issues that I had, and I'm also working with a new brand that I'm really excited about. So without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and head out, and I hope you guys enjoy the content. Let's go. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and take my book with me, my laptop, my iPad Pro, and my Apple Pencil, and then also my bullet journal. Like, that should be enough to get done what I need to get done. And yeah, let's go. So I decided to venture out to a local coffee shop just because I've been spending a lot of time in the house, unfortunately doing a lot of admin work. I had a friend in town, so I kind of took a week off and things just kind of got hectic. But I kind of forgot how much I like to sit in like a public setting and get work done. There were some like crazy events that happened this day with like a woman snatching a guy's wallet, and some lady came in and like started an argument with me. It was kind of crazy. But if you guys want to see more of those like in between stories, I share a lot of that on my Instagram. But I would say it was an overall like really productive and like beautiful day. Okay, so once I've made it home, I decided to take some time to finish up my Patreon snail mail. A while ago, when I used to watch a lot of studio vlogs, I saw that a lot of people would send snail mail for their patrons, and I thought that it was just such a good idea. I personally love crafting these little things and putting snail mail together, so it gave me a perfect excuse to include this on one of my tiers. So basically what I'm including in their monthly packs are basically helpful stickers, a couple of cute paper clips, and just any of my finds that I come across in like random stationery shops. I try to include in the monthly snail mail. So I figured I would show you guys how I put these together just in case you were wondering. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the time lapse, and I hope you enjoy. I'm finishing up my final envelope here. So if you guys want any information on what the different tiers offer, what to expect, I will always have a link below in the description box just so you can check it out. And even if you don't sign up, I just appreciate you guys so much for even watching my videos, and I really hope you're enjoying them. All right, so I'm starting my day outside, having breakfast and reading. I actually ended up not finishing this book. I just didn't like it. So if you guys come across it, I recommend skipping. But once I finished that up, I went right back downstairs and started to work on my thank you inserts. I did a Canva video kind of explaining how I make these on my Patreon, just in case you guys are wondering. But overall, it's a pretty simple process. You basically just make a business card, make it two-sided, and then you're able to basically print it out as a two-sided document. But if you're unable to do that, or you're not sure how to, the video that I created should be pretty helpful. So slowly but surely, I've been running out of supplies from my shop, and I felt like this was a perfect excuse to start looking at some more sustainable and eco-friendly products. So one of the first things I repurchased were cello bags, and I found these on Amazon, and they're actually biodegradable. So that made me really happy, and I spent the extra money and just invested in it because of course it's better for the planet. And then the paper that I'm using here, the tissue paper, you guys saw that I made that with the brand No Issue, the last vlog. And this paper is actually made of recycled goods. So overall, I think I'm slowly starting to incorporate more packing solutions that are better for the planet. I'm not 100% yet, so please bear with me as I'm still like a brand new shop owner. But I would say for just being a year in, I think I'm doing a decent job. And once I run out of everything else, again, I'll be flipping to more eco-friendly solutions because overall, as a stationery shop, what you're basically producing is a lot of paper, which does equal waste. So I am trying to be mindful about this, you guys, and I hope you're appreciating that as well. So as most of you know, I've been working on an enamel pin, and even though I've had it produced for a while, I've been struggling with like finding the right company to make the backing cards. And now that I've gotten everything solidified and they're finally a real product in my shop, I figured I'd show you some of my quick behind the scenes. So one of the first things that I had to do was to create the design. I did it purely in Procreate because that's where I'm comfortable. As you guys will see through this process, my brain was kind of all over the place, and this is what it really looks like when you're trying to like create a prototype and you just kind of don't know where to start. So that's what you see me doing, but I did land on a design that I actually really like, that I think is simple, but you know, is my taste. So once you have your Procreate design done, you're going to export it into Photoshop and basically start working on your dimensions. If you ever made product and sent it to like a printing press, they usually have certain dimensions and crop lines that you need to have for them to manufacture your product. So I ended up working with Zap Creatives. They're pretty good. Their pricing was right in my, you know, comfort zone. And they also use recyclable paper and eco-friendly goods. So it was a perfect solution for me. So before placing my order and spending my money, I decided to make a few prototypes at home just to make sure that the sizing and the print looked right to me. And so I created 2 different sizes here, and I'm going to test them with the pin. And this was such a hard thing to do because I wanted to have, you know, a decent size backing card. But then a big part of me was like, well, how much paper do you actually need? Because they're going to throw it away anyway. And so I settled on a size that I believe is 3.5 by 2.5. And and that is the size that I thought was best to hold my pen in place to look nice, but to not just waste a ton of paper. So that's what I'm doing right here. And so this was one of the first prototypes that I made, and I decided that, it was maybe a little bit too large for my liking, but I wanted to complete it all the way through just so I could get the real feel of what the product would look like. And before some of you try to scrutinize me on the paper that I'm using here, it is recycled cardstock that I basically use over and over for different projects. So no, it's not going to waste. And so this was the end product. And then once I put the actual enamel pin on it and just kind of held it in my hand, I just realized that it was a bit too large for my liking. And so I just kind of needed to, go back into Photoshop and just kind of resize things and get it down to the size that made sense. And speaking of Photoshop, that is a perfect segue to give a shout out to our video sponsor, Skillshare. Thank you so much to Skillshare and their team for sponsoring these studio vlogs, which allow me to continue to make this type of content for all of you. So if you're new here or you just haven't heard of Skillshare, they are basically an online learning community with thousands of classes ranging from various subjects like design, business marketing, even Etsy. So lately I've been really into courses about illustrating, of course, and then also learning a bit more about graphic design, so vectorized art specifically in Illustrator, because I'm not comfortable with that particular program just yet. And so I've been watching two particular videos, one of them multiple times, which is this particular tutorial from Burnt Toast Creative. I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorites. And then I noticed that they had a new one pop up by the artist Lacey Jordan. So I am so excited to check that one out. But if you're someone like me who is just trying to learn something new or maybe perfect a craft that you already have, Skillshare is the perfect place to keep you learning and thriving. And if you're someone who wants to take it a bit further, they also offer a premium membership, which gives you unlimited access so you can join classes and communities that are perfect just for you. So if you're a freelancer like me or someone who is looking to switch careers, Skillshare is awesome because they are super affordable, so you don't feel like you're dumping a ton of money into super focused and expensive courses. And with an annual subscription of less than $10 a month, it is super easy to jump into these classes, learn what you need to know, and then get right to work. So for this studio vlog, Skillshare has partnered with me to give subscribers 2 free months to check out the platform for themselves. So I will have that link below for those of you who want to check it out and get started with your next craft. And I'll also be including a few links to some curated playlists that Skillshare has made to make it easier for those of you who want to jump right into one subject and get started. So go ahead and click the link below and join more than 7 million creators using Skillshare today. So I know how much you all love the packing montages, but I wanted to include this specific part because I'll now be packing my bookmarks and my enamel pins, and I want to show you how I'm currently packaging those up because it is something new for me. So for the bookmark in particular, I go ahead and string it up, do a quick inspection, make sure it looks good, and then if they're also buying stickers with the bookmark, I package it all in a biodegradable cello bag. And I think this is just the best way to do it rather than packaging it separately and wasting supplies, and also make sure that all of the tassel strings are laid flat so they don't show up bent or just out of place. Then I go ahead and seal it up and package it as normal. Now, when it comes to the enamel pins, you have 2 ways that you can do this. So first, you can go ahead and get this like roll of bubble wrap. I found this at a local packaging store. I've had it for like over a year. And so you just cut a little piece out here, and then you can go ahead and wrap your enamel pin in it, just so that the surface of the enamel and the backing pins don't fall out or get scratched up in transit. But the way that I package it is put it in a piece of tissue paper, just like this. I go ahead and seal it up. I include all of their freebies and that thank you card, and then I actually put it in a bubble mailer. These were the first mailers that I ever bought when I had the idea of starting an Etsy shop, and I don't really know why I bought them, but I did. And now they're coming in handy because they have all the bubble wrap on the inside, and it's a super clean way to package. So I'm actually grateful that I bought these so many years ago. All right, guys, so that's basically it. I'm gonna go ahead and leave you on another packing order time lapse, but I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you wanna check out my enamel pin or my bookmark, I will have that linked below as well to my Etsy shop. And if you haven't, go ahead and click that unique link to check out Skillshare, because even if you jump on there and just learn a few classes about Photoshop, it is so helpful once you begin to design your own product, backing cards, things like that. So thank you again for watching. I really appreciate your support, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.